Hello and welcome back to another episode of Motor Minute. I hope you are doing great and I hope you will enjoy today's topic, which is going to be the Ford Ranchero, its origin and a short review of the first gen of this legendary vehicle. To be honest, I didn't even know that a Ford Ranchero existed until I did my research for the El Camino video, but when I looked into the history of this car, I wanted to share what I learned with you because I think it's really interesting. So the Ford Ranchero debuted on the US market in 1957 and it was the first car of this type sold in the US. It was a Coup utility vehicle and altogether there were 7 generations of Rancheros made all the way up to 1979. And although for the US market this was a novel concept, a Coup utility vehicle, but in Australia this vehicle category existed since 1934 when Ford created the Coup utility vehicle, Ford of Australia. And the story behind this is that a farmer's wife wrote to the managing director of Ford Motor Company Australia, Hubert French, a letter in which she explained that basically they need 2 cars, they need a van or a pickup truck for the produce to be shipped to the market, but they also need a car with which they can go to the church and they don't have money for both. And basically they asked Ford if they have a solution for them. And Hubert French realized that there are many farmers in Australia and probably most of them have a similar problem. So he asked Lou Brandt to give them a solution. And basically in the January of 1934, solution was ready. You can see it on your screen. And this car was based on a Ford V8 5-window coupe. The car was a success and Ford decided to import the concept to the US. And basically in 1975, they released the Ford Ranchero to the US market. The car wasn't a completely new development. It was based on Ford's full-size platform, and it was basically a modified Ford Courier sedan delivery. They removed the roof from the back of the car, so they got a bed. And the car's name also showed who the car was aimed at. Ranchero means rancher in Spanish. And basically the blue-collar workers, the farmers, the ranchers were the target audience of this vehicle. The car came in 2 trims. You had the standard base model, which was basically a pure utility vehicle, and the custom line, which offered 2-tone paint and accessories from the Ford Fail line. I also want to add that even today, Ford vans and trucks here in Europe still have this custom trim and they are usually more luxurious. You have custom Transit and also Tourneos. So this is something which still lives on. And in the first gen Ranchero, you had also 3 engine options. The base engine was inline 6, a 222 cubic inch 3.6 liter inline 6, and you had 2 V8s, a 292 cubic inch one, which is 4.8 liters for metric folks, and a 352 cubic inch engine. This is a 5.8 liter engine. For 1958, the car got new quad headlights, which I think look really good, and these were basically borrowed from the Ford Thunderbird. And in 1959, the wheelbase was increased, allowing an even larger 7-foot bed. This is 2.1 meters, which is quite a large bed for something which is essentially a road car. And in 1960, the second gen Ranchero replaced the first gen in production, and there were around 30 to 33,000 units produced altogether, which is not a huge number, but Ford decided to keep the car in production, the second gen. So this is the story behind the Ford Ranchero. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and also subscribe if you have any good stories with the Ranchero, if you own one, or if you want to share something, please comment. And I wish you a nice day and see you again soon.